Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be updating you on my year-long project panning from A to Z. If you are new, welcome. I am so excited that you are here. I do predominantly beauty videos, shop my stash, project pans, first impressions hauls, you name it, I'm doing it. So if you are interested in those types of things, I hope that you will consider subscribing before you leave. But without further ado, let's take a look at the progress that I have made so far. Now, if you missed my intro video, I will go ahead and link that down in the description box below. But to just kind of recap a little bit, I have taken the alphabet and chosen a product from letters A through Z. I tried to keep it along the shade name, not necessarily the product name, but not always possible. In addition to that, I do also have an unofficial Pan That palette. And I say unofficial because I'm not being super strict with myself. I have a ton of eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes, and I'm not going to anchor myself to one palette exclusively for the whole year, but I do want to see how much product I can use up in one palette for the year, so it's just kind of a loose experiment. But enough of my rambling, let's take a look at the progress. So for the letter A, I have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette. This came out around the holidays in 2018, sorry. And this is where I'm at so far. So I'm not looking to use up this entire product because that would be crazy, but I do want to hit pan on at least something in here. So I think honestly what I'm closest, which surprises me, is probably going to be the highlighter in here. I do use both of the blushes pretty frequently, and for the bronzer I use both the actual bronzing shade as well as just the darker setting powder that's in the palette so that I can make sure that I'm getting use of it as well. I'm doing okay. It's definitely a marathon and not a race, but I'm doing okay and I'm happy with my progress there. I am also tracking how often I'm using all of these products. So for the ambient lighting palette, I did use that a total of 18 times in the month of February. So I feel like that is pretty good. With this, I'm counting it as usage, whether I'm using everything from the palette or I'm only using one thing from the palette. So that's why my numbers may seem like there are more usage than there are days in the month. That's why. So my next product for the letter B is by Becca. This is the Brightening Under Eye Color Corrector. Now this is just a deluxe sample size. I did much better about using it this month. I used it a total of 19 times, which is really good for me. You probably cannot tell, but I do have some dippage going on. I'm nowhere near the bottom of the jar, I don't believe. But sometimes with this, the way that the glass is, it can be a little bit deceiving. So I don't know, maybe it'll pop up out of nowhere, but I don't think that I'm very close on that at all. For the letter C, this is also by Becca. This is a bronzer. This is in Capri Coast. I used this a total of 21 times over the course of the month. And it's definitely showing some wear to it. I do have a little bit of a dip going on here in the pan. I doubt you can tell. And the embossment, the pattern, has worn away from the majority of the product. So I feel like that is excellent progress. So I'm feeling really good about that. I'm also feeling really good about my lip gloss. I have some serious window going on here. So this is where I started out with a totally full product, and then this is where I am right now. I'm actually super excited with this progress. I am bad about consistently using the same lip product, so I'm pretty stoked. The next product that I have to show you is my Empowered Hybrid Foundation by Tarte. This one we knew if you saw my update from last month. I only had one usage left in it, and this baby is gone. So I have moved a product out, which is awesome. So that only took one use. That's what I expected if you saw my update. So that is gone, which is very exciting. The next is going to be my Fix Plus. So I am all the way down here. So that feels really good. This will be used up in March. In fact, if I hadn't been traveling at the very end of March, no, that's another conversation. At the very end of February, this probably would have been done, but this will definitely be done in March. I actually used that this month a total of 20 times, so that is awesome. What is not awesome is this little sample here. This is by Juice Beauty. This is the liquid lip in the shade Gwyneth. I didn't use this at all. I didn't. I used it, yeah, 0 times, so fail there. But it goes on for a year, so I'm good. I do have very exciting progress on, gosh, I've got a lot of Becca products. This is by Becca. This is the Hydro Mist Set and Refresh Powder, and you guys, look at how low that is. I am so excited. This will absolutely be done in the month of March. Again, if I hadn't been traveling at the end of February, this may possibly have been finished up already. So that is super exciting. I don't finish things often, so when I do, I get unaccountably tickled by it. So there's that. The next product for the letter I, this is Marc Jacobs. This is the Invisible Primer. This one I didn't do quite as well as I probably would have liked to. These are my marks here. I only used it a total of 9 times throughout the course of the month, so not a ton of progress, but it is slow and steady. And again, I have no concerns about being able to use that up before the end of the year. Where I am a little bit discouraged is on the rest of my lip products. Now, the only one that I have good progress to show you on is my Marc Jacobs Sample Remarkable Lipstick in the shade J'adore. This one I used a total of 11 times in the course of the month. And when I say used, that means applied. So when it comes to my face products, I only apply those once a day, but my lip products, I work on trying to reapply them throughout the day until I count each application, not necessarily just each day that I wear it. So this had a total of 11 usages throughout the course of the month. Let's get my little thing here. And so put it against the paper for you, see if you can see. So this actually does have some change in my marks. You probably see that nothing else did, so sorry about that. Lip products for me are hard, and even when I use them, they don't seem to change at all. I guess that's why I'm so excited about the lip gloss. So for the letter K, I also have another deluxe sample size by Marc Jacobs. This is in the shade Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. There was no change in this one because I didn't use it. So there's that. Again, we got a year, friends. We got a year. The next product, whoops, flipped the wrong direction. The next product for the letter L, this is my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. We have some change there. Sorry, the top mark you probably can't see very well. I did it in nail polish and it's super reflective and just didn't show up at all. But we are down to here. I did use this a total of 3 times. So that's quite a lot of change for only 3 uses. This I did not pay for. This came in a Sephora favorites, I want to say. But you can buy this size for $20. And if there's been that much movement off of 3 uses, I'm pretty confident that this is probably not a product that is worth your money, maybe? Depends on if you love it. If you love it, you do you. For the letter M, I have a Super Shock ColourPop shadow in the shade Muse. You still can't really see any difference in it, I don't feel like, which is a little bit frustrating because I did use this product 4 times. This is an older Super Shock shadow in my collection. It is much drier, and I think that's why the progress is so slow going, because when you pick some up, it doesn't like smush down in there the way it does when it's new. So even though I've used this quite a few times since I started the project, you can't really see a difference, which is a little bit discouraging, I think. So for the letter N, I have another deluxe sample size lipstick, this one by Bobbi Brown. This is in the shade Neutral Rose. And this one is surprising because I used this a bunch. I actually used this 12 times. 12 times. And you guys, my line didn't move. Where is it? When I held it up to the paper, my line did not move. How is that possible? So that was a little discouraging. Maybe it was lower than it should have been when I marked it for my January progress. I don't know, but I used it a good bit and it just didn't move. So hopefully next month will show some better progress. For the letter O, I can't actually show you progress. I am going to weigh this and put that up in the corner along with all of the other progress shots that I've got for you. But this is my Bare Minerals Rescue Complexion Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. This is in the shade 01 Opal. I really do like this product. I used it 8 times throughout the course of the month, so I feel like that is pretty good. This is actually an empty. It doesn't look like it, but I promise you it is. This is my deluxe sample size of the Fenty Pro Filter foundation, and it is empty. I actually went through and tried to scrape it out. I really enjoyed this product. I'm in the shade 150 in case anybody wonders, but I used this month a total of 4 times, which I think is cool because this bottle here, this deluxe sample size, I got 11 uses out of this guy. I feel like that is super generous when it comes to a sample of a product. So I'm probably going to end up buying the full size of that because I really did like it a lot. But this is a product that is now done and gone. So that's also very exciting. The next product that I have for the letter Q, this is by Too Faced. This is one of their melted mattes. This is in the shade Queen Bee. I didn't use this, so there is no change because I did not. No, I think I did, but I used it. Haha, just kidding. I used it twice. But again, that was twice, so. This guy here, I'm pretty proud of myself. I did use this 3 times. My line didn't change, even though I tried to cheat a little bit and I sharpened it right before filming this, hoping that it would make some difference, and it totally didn't. So I'm not going to bring out that bright orange piece of paper because you don't see any difference, but I did use it 3 times, and for someone who doesn't use lip liner, I feel like that's pretty good. I did use my Tatcha Silk Canvas. This primer is beautiful. I love it. I used this a total of 15 times in the course of the month. So I did get some very nice progress there. My nail polish, on the other hand, this is Sally Hansen. This is their Argan Oil formula, which I really like this a lot. It's in the shade Therapeuter. I didn't use it at all because I didn't paint my nails at all. No, I take that back. I painted them right before Valentine's Day. I painted them red. But that's the only time I painted my nails this month, so womp womp. For the letter U, I have this deluxe sample size of a Tarte blush in the shade Unstoppable. These are so firmly packed. I have used this a ton and it does not look like it. I have actually used this a total of 16 times in the month of February, and it looks exactly the same as the day that I opened it up. So I don't know how this is gonna go throughout the course of the year. We'll just have to see, but I'm sweating it. I am sweating it. So for the letter V, I have my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. This is the product that goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. So it is super gloopy because around the middle of the month on the 18th, I did remove this stopper. Well, by removed, I bent a pair of tweezers and then it ended up getting pushed down all the way into the container. So that being said, there's still so much product in here. It is amazing to me how much product is still in here. I'm really and truly hoping that I can get this used up in the month of March because A, it's messy to use now that the stopper is gone, and I had been scraping the sides for a good while, so I'm shocked that there is still so much product in here for many reasons, of course, but it's definitely messier. But in addition to that, it seems a little bit drier, and that makes sense since the stopper is not in there anymore, but it's not, it doesn't I don't like using it as much because the texture is just a little bit tackier and it doesn't blend out quite as well, and it's gloopy. So I'm very, very much hoping to get this used up in the month of March. My letter W is this deluxe sample size of a Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche. Look, is it Amuse Bouche? I know it's their liquefied lipstick, but yeah, just a, no, it does. Yep, it is the Muse Bouche liquefied lipstick. This is in the shade Whip. This is obviously a very opaque container. You will not be able to see any of my progress. Not that there was much because I only used it twice. This is another one that I am going to go ahead and weigh and show that as my progress, the different weight. I used my letter X. This is by Bare Minerals. This is just a liquefied lipstick as well, so it doesn't dry down completely. It's not transfer proof or anything like that, but this is in the shade XYZ. This is a full-size product that I only used 4 times, so you're not going to see any progress on that guy. Where you do see a lot of progress, this is my Aborian Yuza Double Lotion. I have been using this like crazy. So it's all the way down to here. This is another product that I have full confidence will be used up in the month of March. This, for being a deluxe sample size, I've gotten so much usage out of it. So this month I used it a total of 34 times. Typically, I will use it just at night, but if I do wash my face in the morning, typically on the weekends when I have a little bit more time, I use it then as well. But this is something that has just gone and gone, so I do appreciate that. And then finally, for the letter Z, I have my highlighter. This is my Persona Cosmetics Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma. Again, it's a powder product. I use it a lot. I used it 13 times this month, but I don't think you can really see. It's got a slight dip going on right there, but it's not very deep at all. So this is one that it will probably take me all year to hit pan, and I'm fine with that. It's a very pretty highlighter. It is what I'm wearing today, so it's something that you can build up very easily and very quickly to be a very blinding highlight, but it also shears out very nicely for everyday use. So really enjoy this product, and I'm happy to continue using it. And then the thing that I think most people are probably interested in is going to be the progress on my unofficial Pan That palette. So this is my Lorac Mega Pro 4 that I have in here, and I get funny about this palette because there are some shades in here that I absolutely adore, and then there's some shades in here that I really don't like at all. So it's kind of an up and down experience, but I do have a little bit of pan to show you. So I did hit pan on Pink Peony, which is this very, very, very light pink color right here. This is what I use just to set down my eyeshadow base every day. So that is where I have pan at this point. I think I'm probably getting close to hitting pan on this shade up here. This is in the shade Butterscotch. This looks much darker in the pan than it actually does on my skin. This is barely visible, and I use it as my transition shade. I don't really have a lot of dips going in on anything else, to be quite honest with you. So the shades that I use the most and the ones that I actually enjoy is going to be Butterscotch, just because, again, good transition shade. Blackberry, I stinking love. I love this. If I could get this in a single shadow, I absolutely would. It is beautiful. I love it. Mahogany works very well. Mocha works very well also. I do like Spice. And then as far as the shimmer shades go, these are frustrating. They aren't the type of shimmer shades that I'm accustomed to. They're not in your face and really punchy, and so for that reason they don't do always what I want them to do, and I think that's why I get a little bit frustrated with some of them. But the ones that I do enjoy are Honey, which is this shade right here. Very similar to that is Copper Penny. These two could be almost interchangeable on the eye. Steel Wool works all right. Pearl Slate is okay. I don't really love it. The two that I get, or the three rather, that I get the most disappointed in are these three along the bottom. They just don't work very well. They don't apply to the eye very well. You can't see them. The one that I want to work so much is this shade Lotus here. You can't see it. Whether I use a brush, whether I use my finger, it doesn't matter. So I'm having very up and down kind of experience with this. I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to use as much of it as I enjoy, and then what I don't enjoy, I'll be fine with letting go, because I don't always enjoy the formula. For some reason, it just doesn't seem like it's consistent from shade to shade. So the way that, for instance, Copper Penny applies is vastly different than, say, Misty Mauve. If they all worked like Copper Penny, even though it's not nearly as foiled and metallic as I would want it to be, I would still be okay with it because I would know what to expect from it. But it's very up and down. So I know that was a little bit rambly, but that's where I'm at with my Lorac Mega Pro 4. I think if I were to put any bets on it, I would say the next shade that I hit pan in is probably going to be Butterscotch. So, well, you'll have to come back in March to see what progress there is in it. So that's everything that I have for my update in my year-long project pan. If you are doing a project pan, I would love to know how that's going for you, what kind of progress you're making, where your successes are, where your challenges are, and anything you're doing to stay motivated within that product and those projects. That came out weird. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I appreciate you spending some time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.